I know, I hear you. You are sick of online dating. I hear you, okay? I get it. And good news is there are other options. And I got you in this video. I got 8 other ways. And with these other 8, they're like subcategories. So it might turn into like 8 to 80 other options that you can have that isn't just online dating. We get it. You've tried it. Didn't work out for you. For some people, it does. That's great. That's okay. I got you covered right here. Hello, beautiful people. I am Dani Wigfall, your go-to relationship coach. If you are new here, welcome. I also happen to be a mental health therapist, a creative artist, a mom, wife, yada, yada. I'm not getting into that list right now unless my son wants to come in and hop in and surprise me on a video like he did last time. But I'm so glad everyone was so nice about it. All right, I am here to give you the goods. So before we get into this list, everything is online. We're on our computers a lot more, online dating, all of the things. A lot of things that we used to do in person is online. And when you don't want to meet someone online, your options have been minimized drastically. And it's just because of culture, lifestyle, where society is moving. And it's only getting worse from here, okay? But don't give up hope. I have you covered. But before we get into this list, I want to let you know that you are going to have to be open, right? There are a few things pre the list. Okay? Be open. Be open. Whatever that means for you, add a little bit more to it, okay? Add a little bit more to it because you just never know where you will meet someone. You never know. So be open. When you go out, be open. Strike up new conversations with people. If you don't know how to strike up conversations, be curious about something. You can say, "Oh, where did you get that from?" Or, "I don't want to tell you all the things because I want it to come off authentic for you, but be curious about them." Or, if you're wondering if you need help with something, ask for help with something. I'm not saying go the damsel in distress or like jockey that needs help with something. I'm not saying go that route, but sometimes it works. But find something that feels natural for you. You might have to think about it beforehand, or when you notice that person, like, "Ooh, what can I say? What can I say to them?" Have a couple of things in your back pocket. If communication and being social just isn't your thing and things don't just come to you right away, that's okay. Just prepare some things just in case you do run into somebody, instead of thinking, "Oh my gosh, I want to say something, but then you never say anything and that time has passed and it's like, darn it, that person was right there. I should have said something, right? So don't miss your opportunities. Just be open and be prepared. Meaning, what can I be curious about them for? Or where did they get this from? Where did they get that from? Oh, I like how you did that. Give a compliment, whatever it may be, strike up conversation. Interesting conversation, okay? So practice that if you have to. Sometimes we have to practice communication. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing lame about that. Not everyone is the best communicator and just comes out the womb just knowing all the right things to say at the right time to someone that they have never met before in their life. So don't feel bad if you fit into that boat. I know I definitely fit into that boat, which, I mean, it is what it is. But one thing that helps me is I'm just naturally curious. I am very curious. So I will ask you questions. Also, if I like something, I will say I like it, and sometimes that starts conversation. Also, be aware of your posture when you're out. And I don't mean posture as far as like how you're holding your shoulders and your back. But if you happen to have RBF or you look unapproachable, you know what I mean? Just be mindful that sometimes it gives off a certain energy even if you don't mean to. So sometimes a little practice on that. And I'm not saying be overdone or fake it and all of these things, but sometimes we have tendencies to push people away. So just be mindful of what those tendencies may be for you. So now let's get into the list because you want to know, okay, you tried the online dating, didn't work. That's okay. We got so many more options right here. Number one, starting with the grocery store. Yes, it's obvious, but it's a good one, especially if you're reaching for something. Like, it's a great way to strike up conversation. I promise, I don't know if it's a Texas thing or what, but I'm always having conversations with people in the grocery store. Not like that, but people love to talk. They're open to chatting. They're buying things. "Oh, what do you like this? Or what do you use that for?" Like, people are open to chatting in the grocery store. Unless someone has their head down and they're like, the people that are like, "I'm in and I'm out, I'm in and I'm out. Don't start any conversation." Be open. if that's you. If not, do your thing. You know, if you're in a rush, do your thing. But grocery store is a great place to meet someone. Number two, along with grocery store, is like a department store. A lot of times we're shopping online. So we're not going to the mall and all these department stores where we can happily, where we might just meet someone. And they are too, most likely. And they might even be a homebody. You get to a certain age when you're in your 30s, 40s, and 50s where you become a homebody. And it doesn't help you in the dating arena. It doesn't, because most likely you also are not a huge fan of online dating. So those two, we got to figure out something. We got to figure out something, and that's going to be getting out more, getting out more, being open when you're out, open for conversation and things like that. So yes, as I said, a department store, which goes along with grocery store in that category, just when you're out different stores shopping. Number three, reoccurring events such as classes. Sometimes they have reoccurring events that you can find on Eventbrite or Meetup, and it might be like a trivia night or something fun like a game night, a bingo night, things like that. You'll see they're reoccurring. So it's good when you can see the same people over and over again, because people start to get more comfortable, to get more lax, and then genuine conversations can strike up, and it's less awkward. Then you have a chance to get to know someone a little bit better, and you're doing something that you like to do. Hopefully you like to do it. Someone might have dragged you along, but by all means, have fun. Number four is a dog park. If you go walking your dog, go to the dog park if you have access to that. A lot of times people are sitting on benches, their dogs are just roaming around, and then people are just sitting there. You're waiting for your dog to just have fun, and you're doing nothing. Sometimes people are scrolling on their phones. A lot of times people are paying attention to what their dog is doing. So they're up, they're being attentive, and they have time. If they're at a dog park, they got time to talk. So strike up some conversation. If you see someone that looks attractive to you or looks interesting, or you want to get to know them, strike up some conversation at the dog park, or go for a few more laps, around your neighborhood. Number five, join a professional, a hobby, like a personal type of group or organization, or like a spiritual organization or group. Something where it has to do with something that you value. It could do with something with your identity, a part of your identity. You can choose out, you can search it, or an interest of yours. Okay, look at those three categories: identity, values, or interest, right? Look at that and look for any groups or organizations where they have events, especially reoccurring events. They don't even have to be reoccurring, it just helps when they are reoccurring. But look for that. There are a lot of, especially recreational sports events that you can do where it's reoccurring. You're playing on those same teams, whether it's the soccer league or basketball, volleyball, pickleball, all of tennis, all of the things. Those are great places to meet people. So join, bounce around. If that crowd wasn't your mix, don't stop there. There might be a different league or a different club you can join that might be for tennis or whatever that you like, and join that one. Sometimes it might not be the right mesh or group of people. If it's not your group of people, that's okay. It doesn't mean like, oh, I tried it, that's it, it's over and done. No, try a different group. You're putting yourself out there and you're having fun. Hopefully you're having fun while you do it, and bring a friend along with you if you want. Those reoccurring events with organizations and groups. School is a really, really good one. But if school is long gone for you, don't worry. You still have all these other options, but you do have to do a little legwork. You have to look into it. You can't expect everything to just fall into your lap. Now, I wish that was the case for everybody. That is not the case. Sometimes you have to be proactive in your love life. Sometimes you have to be proactive in your hobby, in your fun life. Not everything is like, oh, when you're in school and they have these field trips and they have all these events and they have all these dances and you're around the same people all over again. No, you're an adult now. Things are different. It's harder to make friends, not be behind the computer or scrolling on your phone. Like, things are a little bit harder when it comes to social interaction. So you do have to be intentional at this age, especially if you aren't a part of any organizations or groups where you can meet people. Now, keep that in mind. Don't join an all married group and you're like, I'm a part of a group. That's not going to do you any good. I mean, whatever you're going to get from that is great, but the bonus that you're looking for, you're not going to get there. So just keep that in mind. So that was number five. Now we're going to move to number six, which I love, is the multiple day conferences. So normally you're there, you're on their time. Usually there's some rest, there's some lunches, there's some breaks. There's usually a party at the end. They all have them in these multiple day conferences. Get a chance to mix and mingle, meet people. Don't just hang out in the corner. Don't feel awkward saying, oh, I don't know anybody, so I'm not going to say anything. This is being open. Even if you have to take on a new identity just for the moment to get the courage to say something, right? Sometimes, like Beyonce, you got to get your Sasha Fierce or whoever else puts on something to do what you need to do. You might have to do that if it's not naturally you, right? But from that, you're going to gain so many more skills in approaching people you do not know. So, multiple day conferences are great because people tend to bring their guard down, have a little more fun, be loose. You see people out hanging about, and sometimes when you have common interests, like whatever that conference may be about, then there's already some type of connection right there. Now, I'm not saying there's some sparks, but you have a common interest. So that's an easy way to bring up conversation. So keep that in mind. Any multiple day conferences that are happening. And then also look at, if you've never gone to a multiple day conference, look at again your interests, your values, and your identity. Start typing those in, like there's multiple day conferences like South by Southwest, you can do that, or festivals. You can do Afrotech. Like there's a lot. Yes, I said it, Morgan and Charles, I said it. There's a lot of conferences that you can go to and meet some incredible people. So you do have to get out there. You do have to do that legwork and be open. Repeat exposure is key here. So meeting people and actually connecting with them. Because sometimes you guys will meet people and then it's like, oh, did you reach out to them? Well, no. Were you interested? Yeah, but I didn't know what to say on that. No. Reach out to them. Reach out to them. Because on the other end, put yourself in the other person's shoes. Oh, I gave that person my number and they didn't even call me. Don't waste your time. Don't waste their time. If it's something you really, truly want to get to know them, don't ghost them. Be real with them. Pay attention. Are you trying to fill up your ego cup or are you really trying to meet someone? There is a difference. Okay. Sometimes we just do stuff for attention because, it feels good in the moment, but you're not really interested in that person. I just want to encourage you. Don't do that. Don't waste your time. Don't waste their time. Because you're blocking other things that you don't even see that could potentially be coming in because you're distracted. But I won't go down that rabbit hole for this video. Now, number 6 was multiple day conferences. And remember, you're going to look at your interests, your values, and your identities. Type those in. Obviously at Afrotech, there are going to be people of African descent that are in tech or around the surrounding fields. And sometimes some people that are just there to have a good time or to learn or to grow, whatever that may be, especially growth mindset type of conferences. Key. So get there. Get there. Number 7, this one is often overlooked, especially for guys. I feel like women will more so look out for other women in this area, but guys, not so much. So tell your friend, hey, I'm open. If you know some people, send them my way that you feel like I will be a great fit for, or we can have a good conversation. Let your friends know. Be direct with them. Let them know. Don't just say, oh, yeah, I'm single. They know you're single. They know. But if you give them a directive, now they are also looking out for you. Okay. So if someone comes to mind, it's like, oh, actually, this person would be a great person for fill in the blank name. John, because now that person was directed and now it's at the back of their mind like, ooh, whereas before them just knowing you single isn't gonna incur any action on them. So get your friends involved. Let them know. Whatever, if you got to be vulnerable and let them know you're single if they don't already know. I mean, sometimes we don't want to let people know that we are looking for someone or that we want that for whatever that reason may be. But I want to encourage you, let your friends know, hey, if you know someone that, is open or I would have great conversations with, please send them my way. Okay. Hopefully you're asking that to someone that you trust and you know and you like. So they will send you, people that are more qualified Now, not everybody's good at picking people for people, so test it out. But now, instead of just you looking at your pool of people that you're going to meet, they're also looking out for you, and then someone is more likely to come to mind because you gave them that directive versus them just knowing you're single. It's almost like an emergency situation if someone was to call out like, oh, someone call 911, as they say, and everyone's gonna look around and be like, oh. But if it's like, can you call 911? Okay, I'm gonna do it because you gave them that directive, right? So same type of scenario in giving them the directive. So it's more likely to come up in their mind if they have someone available for you or run across someone. Now, this last one. This last one is probably already happening if you have this type of parent or parents or aunts, uncles, whatever. But sometimes that older generation is good with setting you up with somebody. I'm just saying, somebody's mama, somebody's auntie, somebody's dad could set you up with your right person, okay? So whoever is in your older generation, if you're close with them, just let them know you are looking for someone. Now, some people's parents, they already looking for you. They on the prowl for you. And, some people are in arranged marriages where that's already in your culture. But if it's not in your culture, and your parents aren't already on the prowl for you or guardians or whoever is in that next generation for you, let them know, hey, you meet someone or know someone whose son or daughter or whoever, is looking for someone that I might have great conversation with, make sure you put that in there, okay? You don't want just anybody. Please send them my way, okay? So now those are 8 things, 8 different ways of which you can put yourself out there. So you do have to do a little bit of the work. You do have to be a bit more intentional, and that's just because of where the world is going. We aren't running into as many people face to face like we used to back in the day when you had to like remember someone's phone number and call them up. You see how I did call? And you could tell my generation by me doing it. Okay, that is your list. Don't forget to be open, have fun. That's all I have for you as far as very specific things. Remember, use online to find the events that you want to go to in person. It has been so much fun creating this list for you. Don't forget to subscribe. We are growing and it feels so good. Also, if there is a topic on relationships that you want me to talk about, I would love to talk about it. I want to hear from you, especially my crew, right? The people that are here, the people that are watching, especially to the very end. If it's a question you have for me, let me know. I'm also thinking of doing just like ask me a question and I'll respond live, So let me know what you think about that. We'll see. I also have to get some people in, because I'm not there yet, but we're moving, community. We're moving. All right. Until next Tuesday, I'll see you then.